wasn't watching, Jem, was that you saying?
Yeah, I think we'll call that live, Tash.
Morning! How you doing? I wasn't watching because I was busy cutting. Making, because, you know, it's that there Make It Monday. So good morning to you.
It is.
Just trying to work out how my room works. You know, when you do something and go, yeah, that's going to be great. And then you just forget how to do the rest of it. Are you all well this morning? Are you all good?
I hope so.
I am busily making stuff.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And Jane's been busily making stuff also.
Yeah, so for those of you that are wondering what's going on here, this is Wednesday's show.
Yeah, look at that.
Freddie doesn't know yet.
You have to make sure he doesn't see these shows.
He doesn't know. No, he should be at school.
Yeah.
Should be at school. That's my hope.
Make sure they know that they don't generally come home from school and immediately watch the shows, do they, or anything like that?
They never watch the shows.
Okay, that's fine then.
No, they never watch the shows. They're not interested in what I do.
Where is Mummy?
No,
there she is.
no. They only like to watch shows if they've been on it.
Okay, fair enough.
But do you know who's very excited for this one?
Who?
The new head teacher at the school.
Oh.
Because this term they do a pirates project.
Oh, amazing.
And the new education trust that the schools come under has made all of their rooms like Scandinavian and just taken all the colour out and made everything wood. So there's no colour in the classrooms. Oh. And there is a revolt, let me tell you.
I would be revolting also.
Yeah. Everyone's pretty revolted. Yeah. So we're sneaking in because everything's got to be natural in there. Yeah, so they've got rid of all of the plastic toys. Oh. All the plastic's gone and only wooden toys are allowed and natural stuff. I'm like, cotton's natural! Get in there.
Get a bit of colour in there, peeps.
So that's what we've done.
Kids love a bit of colour.
I know. Oh. So do you remember when we had the very hungry caterpillar?
That's me, those.
Panels? That's gone in there. That's now in the little library corner on the wall.
Oh, nice.
Emily's, you know, the quilt that I did for Emily out of the Liberty with the unicorn and the car and the dinosaur, that's on another wall.
Oh.
We've been zhuzhing the classroom.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Bit of zhuzh. Everyone loves
so
a bit of zhuzh.
the pirates will be next, and this is Wednesday's show. And yeah, Freddie doesn't know about that one, although he did help us choose some of the fabrics, but he doesn't know that that's the end result.
No.
So that will be Wednesday's show. A lot of you are buying already this morning. Well done, you.
Yes.
And good morning to anyone, by the way, who might be watching for the first time going, who are you, what are you, what do we do? Well, I'm Natasha and I'm making stuff. That's why it's called Natasha Makes. Yeah. I'm generally the one that makes, apart from one day a week when it's Jane who makes. And this week it is on a Wednesday. Gemma is in the corner. She likes to be in the corner.
Yes, I do. But on the same day, I'm not in the corner.
No, you come out.
No. I come out on a Wednesday or a Monday, depending on which day Jane is doing.
Yes. Only a little bit. Not much, but we do let you out a bit. What was I cutting? I was cutting the start of my make today because today we are going to make, I don't know really how to show you this any other way, but it's a thread catcher and a pincushion.
Which is amazing.
Well, I've seen various versions of these, and we've had ones before where you have to insert like a plasticky thing around there, and it's a bit of a faff. And I thought, surely, if we just make that in a different way, we don't have to put the plastic in. Yeah. Although having said that, I did recycle a lot of the nylon cord that goes around our boxes. I'm like, I'm having that, and made Freddie cut it into a ½ metre lengths.
But it's optional now. Optional to put one of those in.
I just wouldn't bother, to be honest, because it doesn't need it, because it is open.
The purpose is to hold it open. But it hangs open.
It hangs open because of how we've done it. I say wait me.
Clever.
And then a pincushion here. Now this is what weights it so that it can then hang. I've had one of these from very, very early on in my sewing journey, and it's just one of those things that it just helps tidy. All the little bits just go in there, and then when you have finished putting all your little bits in there, it's fabulous. Because then you just stuff another project with it. There's always a project, isn't there, that needs a bit of stuffing.
Generally.
And you've got all your little bits there to stuff it with. My bolster cushions, all my bolster cushions, are stuffed with offcuts from the shows. The one on my bed, everything, and it makes them nice and heavy. If you've ever looked to buy a bolster cushion, say from, like for yoga or anything like that.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Costly they are.
really expensive, like 40, 50 plus pounds.
Yep.
I'm going to put that there so you can see it.
And you don't get to choose the amount of oomph when you buy one either, do you?
No.
And the amount of oomph you require might vary.
Do you know what, the bolster cushions that we've got can also be made as great draft excluders?
Yes.
Should we say hello to everybody? Let's do that thing.
What a good idea.
My desk is, as ever, a little bit of a mess. So
A messy desk is a busy desk.
Oh, I like that.
But it is, though.
Yes. Oh, Christine says that after vacuuming her thingamajiggy, what's the better one? Sewing room. She needs one.
Oh.
Well, you know, this is it. This is why we are here for you.
I just like the fact it's dual purpose. It's a twofer.
We love a twofer.
We do.
And you know, actually, we've put a few bundles together, which I'll show you. Walnut shells, crushed walnut shells are what's in there because they help keep your pins nice and sharp.
They do.
I think they coat them slightly with an oil as well, but I could be making that up, sort of stops them rusting. Not sure about that, but I just seem to remember someone telling me that. But for sure, they do keep your pins nice and sharp. Gemma, I have to admit to having made something else that I haven't told you about.
I love it when she puts extra things into the show that I don't know about, everybody.
Well, no, it's just I had a few little off-cutty bits.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I can...
I am supposed to be the all-seeing, all-knowing in here. However, comma. Oh, no, that's nice.
I made a little pin cushion for the top of my sewing machine.
Yeah, nice.
Because then it's also,
handy.
I've got stuff there as well. Whether or not I will have time to show you both depends on how much I chat. And I have taken all the photos, Gemma, so I can just...
Yeah, that will be an instruction. What are we calling this wondrous item, Natasha?
Well, you see, the thing is, it's got elastic on it. So it can either go on there, but if you wanted to make a smaller one, it can go round your wrist.
Handy elasticated pin cushion. We like
Boom,
handy elasticated
that one.
Pin cushion.
Yeah. So we'll call it that. Should we say hello to everyone? Let's see who's watching this morning. We have got Shirley and Grace, good morning, and Kate, who says, has Natasha seen the new Morris collection from M&S? The giant chrysanthemum dark blue duvet cover is amazing. Oh. I know she can make them, but there are other things like towels in his designs. Beautiful. I know she loves a bit of Morris and blue. Is that where my towel came from? So
no,
for Christmas, Gemma bought me a William Morris towel that I keep at your house.
Yes,
it's my special towel.
Yeah. And the children can't wipe their mucky hands or faces on it.
It's not going near the children, for goodness sake. It's got like almost it feels almost like a suede top and bottom. Amazing, it's really beautiful. It? Yeah. Kate, I know that Marks and Spencer's do it, and the thing is that it's nice to be able to mix and match, because to be able to buy the fabric, it would cost a lot to buy the fabric for a bed spread thing. Morning, Auntie Lizzie. Morning, Sue. She says, I've got an industrial size one on my work industrial foot. I weighted it with a door hinge in the bottom of the pin cushion. Oh, very good. Morning, Anne. Hello, both of you. It's my wedding anniversary today. Aww. So having a barbecue this afternoon. Happy anniversary, Anne. How many years? Morning. Whoop. Oh my God, I forgot. This is what happens when I'm like... Jane put the thing up, so the steps are there. Just tripped over them. I do not require steps.
You don't?
No.
You're a big old bird.
I just think I have a bit of reach. Morning, Jenny. Morning, Val. Lee says, I made a huge draft excluder for the conservatory with offcuts collected for years. That's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. Morning, Helen. How you doing? Hi, Gail. Hi, James. Good evening. Oh, is Lisa there as well? He says, good evening, Lisa. Is Lisa watching? Morning, Lisa. Afternoon, Lisa. Evening, Lisa. Whichever one it is. Patricia, hello. Margaret. Oh, Margaret Smith's with us today, Gemma. You haven't been with us for ages. She has been watching on Catch Up, though. Fantastic. She reliably informs me.
Hello.
And good evening to Jimmy, who's... Yeah, Jimmy, are you on a different account? Because he's coming as James A. Dunn.
Ooh.
That's it. It's normally Jimmy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Anyway, so good morning, and good morning, Julia, as well. So we're going to crack on and make this. I'm going to show you the kits, and I've got some other things to show you before we do. If you read your newsletter, you will have seen the link to... So many of you asked me to get some more of the rabbit clasps, which I duly went and did.
They might have all sold out.
Have they already gone? Can I just say, if you bought them last night, there might have been a slight typo which said that it was an 8.5 centimetre frame. It's not, it's a 12.5 centimetre frame. And I did do a pattern, this pattern, for it. So if you want the pattern, or if you're happy to make your own pattern, then go for it. If you are someone that would like the chance to make their own pattern but isn't quite sure where to start, watch tomorrow, because I'm going to show you how to draft a pattern with this glorious frame. Jem, do you like this one?
It's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
Look at that. It's another bangle one. It's fabulous.
So we'll work with that and show different ways to make different things, but it will apply to
very beautiful
to all the clasps. Talking of clasps, Jem, have these all gone? We made these.
Yeah.
Have they all gone? All of them?
Yes.
I bought loads.
Yes.
I've got to buy more.
Maybe.
Oh, crikey. Okay,
I've just had a look a minute ago. They were 3.75 inch, weren't they?
Yeah.
Those ones. So I've had a little look. And,
what about the 7.5 inch?
I think both the lots of straight clasps have gone. You loaded all the stock, didn't you?
Yeah. I got super excited. I came in last night.
3.75s, and I
These
did
all
have
gone as
a
well?
look a minute ago to see if I needed to tag these into the show, and they're all showing 0 stock. So if
Do you know
did
what,
get hold of
though?
those guys, well done. Yeah, they've all gone. The 7.5
you-
and the 3.75.
We have got, you know, we did these with Liberty.
Yes.
I found on my journeying around the website, around the warehouse,
Yeah.
I found that we've still got a couple of these kits. I don't know if this is tagged in today's show,
Can
but
be.
hang on.
I love this fabric.
The beautiful, beautiful orchard
Yeah.
with the birds.
Yep. It's
wanna say
Orchard
pheasants.
Garden. It's the Orchard Garden's the collection, and the fabric's called Pheasant Forest in
Oh, there you go.
autumn.
In autumn, with the denim and with the paprika.
Yeah.
For me, it just love it. And there are so many different makes that
through.
you can make with that because it's a fabric bundle. Hurrah! There you go.
We love a fabric bundle.
But I've only got like 3 of those left, and then they're gone as well because I had to get that one in from Italy. That Liberty.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that was a special
buy.
one.
Mhm.
Special one. Special one.
It
special
was.
one.
Natasha, we have viewers on YouTube.
Hello, good morning, YouTubers. Hello.
Cynthia's with us from Ohio. She says,
Ohio to you.
Ohio.
That will never grow old for
Never.
me. I'm really sorry, Cynthia,
Every
if it bugs
time.
you or anything like that. But for me, it still makes me giggle. So I'm just going to Ohio you every time.
which is fine.
Yeah.
She
Who
says,
else we got?
greetings, all good, up early getting my day going, coffee made. She really likes a utilitarian make that's cute as well. So this ticks the boxes on that.
Oh, we do like to tick a box for you.
Yep, Jay
we
Wolf
do
with
like
us
this.
as well. Says, morning ladies, caught
Morning.
you live from a sunny Kent.
Oh,
Ginny Mackie as well says, good morning everyone. Trying
Morning,
out on
lovely.
YouTube instead of Facebook. I hope all is well.
well, you see, then you can watch on the big screen. And we do get this from people. They're like, I'm watching on the big screen.
That's right.
Oh, go on.
Sorry, and Pat says, morning all, happy
Morning.
Monday.
Morning.
I love my thread catcher. I cut down a large used pop bottle to make my catcher fit round
Oh.
that, so it just pops in and out and the threads don't stick to the fabric. Yes. But we do love a bit of fabric. We do love a bit of fabric.
I can't lie.
Beautiful it is. And these fabrics are quite special, aren't they, Tash? They're new.
I will
New
be showing
fabrics.
those in just a minute.
New.
I'm just going to prep this fabric.
Yes.
These have come in. We've had misters before, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
But having a mister that gives a really fine mist for me is quite important on a fabric because otherwise you get that.
It's always best to have the right mister.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get your mister wrong, makes life difficult, doesn't it?
Yep. And I just don't want it. I don't want one bit of my fabric to be really crispy and crunchy and another to not be. So we've had those on a special deal. If you saw them at the weekend, where you're getting your flatter for free.
I have tagged it.
And we are nearly out of flatter, so we will not be able to do these deals for very much longer. But it just means that you can prep your fabric. I might have trodden on this one when it fell out the bag, so I might have damaged it slightly, so I have kept that for myself. What a shame. It has not changed how it works, but is now very definitely mine. So
You are a menace.
I know, look, I've proper dented it where I trod on it. Whoops.
With your big old foot.
Well, I've got my big boots on. So
Exactly.
got my big boots on because I was walking the dogs at 5:30 this morning after I'd been to the gym.
Dogs plural today.
I know. I've got
Which
my
is
lovely
nice.
Margot back for a few days, which is very nice. Very, very nice. I'm just going to cut these little strips and then I'll put it to one side and then I will be ready to do the show, I promise. I've got walnut shells everywhere. This will not surprise anybody that knows me because they know that I am indeed a mucky pup.
Yes.
So, yeah. I can't really apologise for it. It just is who I am. The end. Never apologise, never explain. There we go.
It's like your life motto, isn't it?
Well, no, apart from I apologise way too much.
Yeah, you do.
And blame myself for everything as well.
You're trying to
I'm really
retrain.
sorry. I know. It's just kind of ingrained. Let me show you these kits. That might be really helpful.
Yes.
So, right, this is what I was round and about doing last night. Gemma,
Yes.
we've got two quite similar colours here.
We have.
This one is there's a pinky one and a creamy
well,
one.
There's pale peach and cream. So
Pale
yes.
peach and cream. Now the cream is with the mushroom bumbleberries,
Yep.
and that's the last of the mushroom bumbleberries.
Sad times.
You're basically getting these fabrics for free because we've put such a discount on the walnut shells.
Yep. So buy your walnut shells, get 2 fat quarters
For
of Lewis and Iron fabrics
free.
for free.
Which is pretty amazing.
Bonkers, I tell you.
I know, but I just... And you know what, Gem? You would actually get both makes out of this.
Oh, amazing.
Ask me how I know.
So to put this in perspective, Natasha, that kit
Yeah,
is $14.95,
yeah.
and you'll get both makes out of
Yeah.
it.
Also, and that's the rose flavoured one.
Fragranced. Don't say
Fragranced.
flavoured. Please don't eat it, everybody.
Fragranced.
Fragrant.
It niffs nice.
It niffs.
It
lovely.
niffs nice of rose.
It does.
Do you remember when we first had these come in?
Oh.
And Izzy nearly licked the delivery man because it smelt so good and she thought it was him. We're like, no, Iz.
He doesn't smell nice. Gosh, that could have been a horrible way to
It's
find out.
what's in there, and please don't lick the delivery men and sniff them because
We've already scared 2 of them
it's
off.
a bit awkward.
Natasha and I have. We can't afford to scare
We
anyone.
have, haven't we? Now this one, this one just had to go with, look at this, isn't this pretty? This one is your Celtic Fairies, this one, but it just went so beautifully with that. So that's what that bundle is. Again, you're
That's
getting
the
your
beauty of
rose.
Lewis and Irene, these fabrics.
But that was all I had left of the Celtic Fairies. That's gone. So I was just I was doing that thing of using up. It would have been one of those dinners where you just use up what sort of goes together and then it empties the fridge. It was one of those. So here I have, now hang on, this one's rather lovely. I might be able to make a few more of these if we need to. And that is, because I then found another bolt. I thought I'd tied it up and then it turns out I've got another bolt with the silver.
Nice.
But look at that silver metallic with all the buttons and everything on this. So, and you've got lavender, because I thought, well,
Lovely.
that's a lavendery colour
So
there.
that fabric's called Button Jumble in slate grey.
There you go. I've got more of it. And you can buy all of these by the half metre.
Yes.
The main
Also.
fabrics, not the bumbleberries, like I say, because apart from this one coming up, the rest have all finished and done. So this was the muted peach, which just look at how that goes with that.
Yeah, this is Nostalgic Notions, this.
Ooh, it's
You've
rather
got that
lovely.
in light slate.
And that will also go with the lavender, because I went, it's got purpley background, so it should be lavender. The pinky ones have gone with the rose. So again, getting
The
that.
lavender fragrance.
Yes,
Lovely.
yes. What have I caught myself on? And then this one.
That's your Nostalgic Notions in pale peach.
But look how beautifully it goes with the muted lilac. Now the muted lilac is a bumbleberries that I have extra of.
Yes.
So if we need to make any more of that bundle, Gemma, we can.
Okay.
But if you need to be buying, then this is the one. And again, that is coming with the lavender flavour there. Have we got the walnut stuff up by itself?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. You can buy it that way as well. I would recommend 150 grams minimum in these, is what I'd say.
Good plan, Stan.
Do you want to see? We've sort of seen the fabrics, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are lovely.
They are very lovely.
And perfect for all your different crafty makes, really.
Oh, your different crafting. Well, that's just it, isn't it? I was
Tulle
tempted
and all sorts of stuff.
to do a sewing machine cover with it.
Be really lovely for that. Be really lovely for a sewing or knitting or crafting bag. It would be really nice for tool
All those
rolls,
things.
pin cushions. It's going to be really adaptable. And they're nice, muted, kind of neutral tones. It's going to go with a lot of people's colour schemes.
Do you know what I would do? You know, we did the wash bag with the
with the elastic.
with the elastic on
Yeah.
the inside. I would do that as a craft tote
Excellent
using
plan.
this. So you will get with your pattern. Oh, Gemma, we've actually loaded these.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you missed these the other day, let me show you these. They are now loaded. I sort of snuck them in while no one was looking on the show, and Gemma hadn't. They'd only just arrived, so Gemma hadn't actually loaded them.
No.
In my sewing room, thou shalt not ask when it will be finished. Cut anything with my fabric scissors. Request that I hem your pants. Speak to me when I have a seam wrecker in hand. Tell me I have too much fabric. Pfft. Push buttons on my sewing machine. That's one for my daughter.
Yes, for sure.
Or she goes and stands on the foot pedal, which is insanely dangerous. Bring me your clothes to iron. What? Pull on any loose threads. Disaster. Wonder aloud why I'm still in my pyjamas.
Rude.
Fashion choice. Come looking for food. This is not the kitchen. It's amazing how many snacks my children request and require.
It's like they know that we keep minstrels in that little drawer underneath the sewing machine.
Time spent with cats and sewing is never wasted.
Perfect for those who, like you, Natasha, are an avid crafter and self-confessed crazy cat lady.
Can I also just say my neighbour, as I was packing up to come up yesterday, said to me, Natasha, have you got both your cats? And I said, well, I've seen Mortimer, but I haven't seen Malcolm this morning. And he said, one of them was scrapping at 5 o'clock this morning. Quilting because is wrong is also fabulous. Yeah. And then this one, which has got your sewing knowledge. Hooray! Now, it's just handy, isn't it? Slip stitch, running stitch, basting stitch, overcast stitch, hemming stitch, cash stitch, back stitch.
I actually had to do like some bias maths and things as well. It's quite clever.
I like a bit of bias maths.
You love a bit of any maths.
Well, yeah. My son is very similar to me, you know, on that.
Yeah.
So there it is. Have a good old look. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So you know what's going to happen, don't you? Again, I'll be away until tomorrow night, which gives 3 days for the cat bite infection to set in again for Mortimer. This will be the third time. If he's been scrapping again, I bet you that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get home, some limb is going to be swollen and it's going to be all this, and it's going to be another 300 quid job at the vet.
At least it's not Christmas Day this time.
That was
such a plonker.
I know, of all the days. Anyway, it clearly wasn't Malcolm, because Malcolm is the golden cat.
He is a good boy.
He does not do such ridiculous things as Naughty Morty. And people say, oh, it's not very kind to call him Naughty Morty. I'm like, you try having his cat.
If the cap fits.
It is one of those things. It's like when people have children and they go, I'm not trying to say that this child is naughty, but it's always them. It's always them. Can't help it. I'm just going to cut my template out, Jem.
Excellent.
Because I hadn't.
No.
And I was trying to do stuff with a... Huh?
It works better when you do.
I know, I was trying to do stuff with a 45-degree angle on my ruler, and I thought, for goodness sake, I've got a template in front of me. So you will use some template plastic. Please use template plastic. It's much easier. And
grab the template plastic when it's in, because it is one of those things that comes in, flies out, comes in, flies out, because we use it all the time.
The other thing is, I know a lot of you download our patterns. And as a request, I've started doing this. Just recently. Check this is 1 inch. Obviously, if we're printing them off for you, that's fine. We know that it's 1 inch, and that's fine, and away it goes. But there you go. If you're printing off, check that's 1 inch, and then it's the right size.
Always good practice to check these things.
I know, right? So, here we go. I've done that bit, and then I just need to cut that bit off.
Natasha, you've also got a rather fabulous special guide today.
Have I? What else have I got?
On something that you have made previously, which is rather wonderful. Behind you.
What have I done?
Behind you. Behind you.
Oh, yes! It's behind you. Let me just cut this.
I only mention this because I really love this make.
Oh, no, I completely forgot that I'd got really excited about this. And right, so, yeah. I made my lampshade here. Do you know what? This is now in my house. It's come out of the warehouse and it's now in my house.
Marvellous.
It's in my bedroom. I love it. With my Tipsy Tortoise gin bottle that Gemma bought me.
I did.
I drank it. Gemma bought it. I drank it. All happy days. And then some beautiful Odile fabric. Now, that is your rectangular your curved rectangle, rounded rectangle. I've got a few of these.
You have.
But what I have more of that we've never shouted about
They're new.
is new.
New.
Now this is a special buy because what I've added, this is the square one.
The rounded square.
Rounded square, which we've never made, but I
Same
just
size?
thought, yeah, 20 centimetres. So from there to there, 20 centimetres. It's all good. And it's going to be. We have made these so many times. There
They're
you go.
super fun and easy to make, aren't they, Tash? It's not
They
a difficult
are.
make.
No, they are not. They
We've
are
done
not a difficult
demo
make
so
at
you can
all.
watch.
Lots of demos and also real step-by-step, easy instructions to make.
Now, I think these are really lovely if you've got a teenager perhaps who's going to turn 18. They get a special bottle, because you just do. When they're getting married as well.
Well, this is it.
Bottle.
So,
it's a great thing.
because what this is coming with will be one of these, which is your adapter. Okay, so, and you can see mine in there. I've got my light in there, but this goes into a bottle top. You've got, actually on the new ones that I bought, because they're different ones,
clicky.
they've actually got they've got a clicky switch.
They have.
So we've upgraded, and they were a little bit more expensive, but I think worth it for the clicky switch. These have been so difficult to get hold of. Everywhere's discontinued them. I finally managed to track some down, but like I said, they're slightly different because they've got the little clicky bit, which I like, actually. I prefer that. So they are a special buy, and like you say, it's if you've got a memory bottle, I mean, you might not remember drinking it, but if you've got one of those bottles that's, a bit special, then why not make it into a feature and give it a rounded square lampshade? So we've got those with the adapters as a special buy today. We've put a little saving on it, haven't we, Jem?
We have.
Even though the price of everything has gone up, we haven't even...
It's bonkers, actually.
Everything's gone up. It's craziness. Right, so I am going to cut 4 of my outer and 4 of my lining fabrics. That's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. And then we can crack on with today's make. Hurrah. Hurrah, hurrah. I'm excited for today's make.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I love a practical make.
Yes. I made it, first time round that I made it, I realised that it would be a little bit tight on a fat quarter, so I changed it. You know when you sort of go, well, you've just done yourself out of the chance to buy, to sell a half metre rather than a... But I just thought, do you know what?
If it can be shenanigated.
And made into an easy fat quarter make, because this might be, if you've got a friend that does a craft club or anything like that, it might be something that you make for them.
Yeah.
No, do you?
No, quite. And out of your half metre, if you can make one for yourself and gift one. I love a make one, gift one.
It's all good. It is.
We have
all
got
good.
these fabrics by the half metre.
We have, apart from the bumbleberries.
Yes.
Eee. Give that another little press. And we are good to go. So yeah, 4 outer, 4 lining. Use your template. It's all good. Let me see if I can do that in a oneer, Gemma. What do you reckon?
Give it a go.
Give it a go. Pens. Is everyone still with us and happy?
Just popping the collection up into the chat.
And did you all have a good
typing
weekend?
today's foodies instead of goodies can be found here.
Foodie.
I mean, today's foodies can be found here at Natasha Makes as well. We're all foodies here.
Do you know what I've got for my lunch?
What have you got?
Homemade guacamole.
Oh,
You don't like that kind of stuff, do you? No, but I'm quite excited about it.
excellent. Good for you.
Good for you. I've done it with some blush tomatoes. I'm really excited for my lunch.
Good. I like it when you're excited for your lunch.
And then
Good.
tonight I've got spaghetti bolognese that I made. And it tastes better the next day, so it's one of those ones. So yeah, it's an exciting food day for me today.
Excellent.
Just so that everybody knows.
Hello.
Yeah.
Megan Freeman's joined us. She says, hello, late today because I had a phone call. Very bad timing. How rude.
Why do these people ring?
I don't know. Do they
What
not
are they
know?
doing? What are they doing? I don't know. There is not a lot of prep for this. So I've got 4 of my lining, 4 of my outers, and then I want one more little strip.
Oh, there we go. Les is definitely our sort of person.
Come on, Les. Go, Les.
What wonderful offers you have on your show today.
We try.
Absolutely fabulous.
Brilliant.
Gonna rush and finish my special gin.
Yes!
Yes, exactly.
I mean...
exactly, Les, exactly.
We aim to please, right? And if we can help you with your gin.
Yes.
Do you know what?
Also for the stars.
I have a favourite make of gin.
You do?
And it turns out, I discovered the other day, which is, I don't know if this is a disaster or a really good thing, but it turns out that it's made 1.5 miles from my house.
Ah.
I'm so happy about this. He's going to become my new friend.
Shop local.
Yep, shop local, exactly. Exactly that. Right. So this is my cutting done. Let me show you what I've done. So I have done this. I've got 4 outer, 4 lining, and then I've just got 2 rectangles. 1 from my lining, 1 from my main fabric. And now we start to sew. We are at that stage. So we want to go right sides together. We can chain stitch with this, you know, Jem, which is always good news.
Excellent.
Right sides together, and we are going to stitch down one side, and we're going to do exactly the same with the lining. Right sides together, just down one side. So we can, these come together very quickly. Very quickly. I've seen lots that have got sort of faffy bits either side and this, that and the other. I'm like, no, let's make this simple. Because, Gemma, we can.
Yeah.
And it's what we like to do here. There is an option for a zipper foot. Which we'll come to in a minute. You can pin these together, by the way, if you want. But you know me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can if you've got time.
Yeah.
Or inclination.
There we go. Now, we're going to press these. It's a pressing matter. Let's come to here. So, you are going to put the weight on and then just knock it back.
I don't seem to have a problem with putting the weight on, Natasha. Never a problem for me, that.
Oh,
In the menopause.
it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Such a beautiful thing. The weight of your iron on there, just to set the seam, and then that way. Yeah, there's that thing, isn't there? I wish I could go back to the weight I was when I first thought I was fat.
Oh, yes, for sure.
You know, and you just thought I wouldn't whinge quite so much about
slap myself about the face a little.
Yeah, I know, right? And have a word. Have a word with yourself. What were you thinking?
Oh, you? No.
No.
Just no.
So we've pressed those seams. We've pressed them both the same way so that when we go right sides together, we can nest that seam. Oh, yes, we can. And if I hadn't put my new pin cushion quite so far away, I could actually be using said pins. And I would. Just there. And on this one also. Just there. So right sides. How have I done that? So right sides together. Nest the seams. And we are good to go. So we're just going to then sew across the top, and that's the base of it, bit of it done.
You know.
It does come together quite quickly. There is a little bit of hand stitching should you wish. Now, That comes with a slight disclaimer of that when I made my sample I didn't, which meant that my stitching was slightly wobbly. It's not a problem for me, I don't really mind, but it might annoy you. Right, so now what I'm going to do is press these with the seams open, so we'll come back to here, and then we're good to sew up the sides. And we've used this method to create boxes and things before, but when I was looking, I was like, yeah, I want something that's going to be square on the base but circular around the top. It worked. It just worked. So we're going to press that open, and same on this one. Have that open there. Get over. There we go. And now we're going to, again, right sides together, just sew down the sides. And we'll do this on all of them. It will take seconds because, well, I mean, it would do if I hadn't just come undone. Oh, Gemma. You know, sometimes when I go off at speed.
Aww. And you come undone on a Monday morning. I
do come undone on well, I mean, not just on a Monday, to be fair. I wouldn't like to pinhole it just to that. Do you know what? I messaged Gary from Juki the other day because they've got a show that they want to do with us, and I need to remind him again. Some show dates for us.
One of Gary's shows, guys, that is a must-watch situation.
Yeah. So when I was at, gosh, was it Stitches? It was that long ago. Gary was away on holiday, but the head guy that I've worked with for years and years and years said, look, once Gary's back, because they save us the reconditioned machines. So any that come back or are ex-demo or anything like that, any that they've had at part exchange or anything like that, they're generally ones that have been on shows, like when they go on Create and Craft or Sewing Quarter or Street, whatever it is these days. And they get opened, they get used for maybe an hour max. They will reservice them. This is the crazy thing. They will reservice them, send them out with exactly the same warranty as if you were buying new, but they take a good hefty chunk off the price.
They do.
And we are the only retailers in the country that are trusted to sell the reconditioned machines. And the reason that we do that is because whilst we are very, very loyal to Juki, what I'm not prepared to do here at Natasha Makes is put payment plans in place for things, because actually if people default on payments wherever it comes back to me, I'm too small to do it. And actually the interest that we have to pay on top of everything else is just, we're too small a business for it. So what I would, I've come undone again. What I would say to anyone that is looking for a machine at a great price and wants one of the reconditioned ones that will be coming up hopefully in the next month, because we get some of like the £3,000 machines on a great buy.
We do.
What I would say to you is, if you don't have that money sitting around in the bank, not many of us do, your best payment plan would be to look at, you know, if you can, a credit card or whatever is for you. I'm no financial advisor, so you know, you've got to do what's going to work for you. But if you have that in place, if we give you enough notice and you have it in place ready to go, then you know. And also, if you pay through PayPal, they often give you the chance to pay in installments, so you have that option. But I'm just giving you notice of it. There I have my little thread catcher.
Investigate your payment/finance options now.
Yeah, you know, because otherwise they go on the day so fast, don't they?
They do. And we don't get them around very often either.
No. I'm going to turn this through the other way so that it goes right sides together. Okay. Right sides together. And then I'm just going to match the seams and pop in a pin. Yeah, whilst Gemma did used to be a bank manager.
I did.
I did not, so I am not in a position to give anybody any financial advice. But we just say, yeah, look at your financial options if you are interested in a machine. Because do you remember when we'd sold 10 of them before we even came to air? We're like,
yeah.
And poor Gary, who's used to being on like the bigger channels, where they legally can't go to air with a product they can no longer sell.
No.
So all these people buying machines, and then they couldn't do the show on them if they sold out.
No.
So he looked at me and he said, well, can we still do the show? And I said, well, of course we can, because we're not governed by Ofcom, because we are internet based.
Yes.
Happy days.
And also the brilliant thing about Gary's shows is, you know, he's not restricted with us to do 45 minutes or whatever.
No.
He's been on before now for many
3 hours.
hours.
3 hours
many hours. He's got some stamina, that boy.
He has. And then we take him for a bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Right, I am going to sew round 3 sides. So from one seam, and I'm going to leave from seam to seam on one side free.
Lovely.
Okay.
And he doesn't just talk Juki, does he?
No,
You know,
that's
he
the
will
other
answer your
thing to just
questions.
bear in mind, is that he did, the last show that he did with us was like a basic how to clean your machine.
Yeah.
So if you're having, because he comes from a technical background, he's an engineer first and foremost, it's just that he's rather charming and the ladies love him, so he went out on the road. He's just a really lovely man, isn't he?
He is really lovely.
I've got to be careful that I don't... Oh, I've come undone with me bobbin.
Have you?
Yeah. Have I? Yeah.
Sounds like a potential rethreading situation on that machine, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
If it misbehaves like this,
Well, no.
chances are.
No, I have, and I've run out of bobbin.
Oh.
That's fine. So yeah. So if you've not, Gary will always give us all the info on all the stuff. I'll just have to move that round.
And we're nosy, so we like all the info on all the stuff.
Well, because he tells us how to clean our machines and this, that, and the other, which is pretty much generic.
It is, but do you know how many problems can be solved by these pretty much generic things?
Gemma, would you like to share?
What? Me?
Your sewing machine based problem that you had.
Which one? I'll tell you.
And it turned out to be something really simple.
Oh, okay. Well,
because you might not be the only one.
I did bring in a machine for Gary to look at and said the thread keeps snapping and it keeps pulling and the needle keeps whacking the metal plate at the bottom and it's just not aligning properly. There's something wrong with it. And yeah. He fixed it really easily, didn't he, Natasha?
Wrong spool cap holder in the machine.
Took the spool cap off and went, works now.
And this is it, but if that had been you at home, you would have probably had to send that in.
Natasha, it had been sat for literal years with me spitting at it every now and again and grimacing at it and saying, you're a rubbish machine. And I brought it in and he said, yeah, it's just this spool cap. Doesn't like this spool cap, this machine. So he whipped it. It's a different brand. It wasn't a Juki, actually, that I brought in. Bless him. He looked at it and he went, yeah, just took the spool cap off.
Done.
Works now.
Ta-da.
It's like, are
Thanks,
you
Gary.
joking me? Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing.
But the thing is, he doesn't ever make it embarrassing. He just laughs and goes,
Another
yeah.
member of staff here brought a machine in and said it doesn't work, and he took the thread out, put a decent thread on it, went, works now.
Yeah.
It doesn't like your rubbish thread. Which it was the most atrocious thread.
Yeah.
And it, you know, sometimes it is the most simplistic of things. So he is really helpful, gives us all his top tips, which we like.
We do like top tips. We are always a fan of the top tips. Just threaded this wrong. Hang on. There we go. We are getting there. Sorry, everybody. I should have checked.
Ah, Kate Blanchard said, I learnt so much from Gary on your show. Well worth a watch if you've not seen him before.
It's you know, possibly have it on in the background if you are, you know, they're long shows.
Yeah, they are.
They are, but worth it, I feel.
Geraldine brought one of Gary's machines. She says, just popping in while I have a coffee, we're taking out my kitchen.
Oh!
Because I love my Juki, which is Gary's demo machine. So brilliant. It is,
What have I just done?
Oh, Joe Standard just given us a gin recommendation. She
Oh,
says,
really?
Grantham lemon gin. You can do it. It's so good, you can do it in shots. Sounds like limoncello. I love a bit of limoncello.
Helps if you actually put the bobbin back in
Oh,
properly.
I find that helps.
Yeah, and then you don't have to rethread your home machine again because, you
No.
know, you're making a bit of an idiot of yourself.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I do. I
I'm quite au fait with it, Gemma, and I'm fine.
I remember when I worked on Sewing Quarter and actually on Crankcraft, it was always like the dreaded thing would be what happens if, you know, I come unthreaded, and it's like, and it was like it was a bad thing to happen. It's like, oh, love, it happens to us all. Right? The minute that you start sewing, two things will happen. You will either break a needle. Gemma's in the corner like, amen.
Yep.
Yeah, you will break a needle.
Scared you after death. the first
Yeah,
time you do
which
it.
sent me into, I think the first time I did that, I bought a new sewing machine because I thought I'd broken the sewing machine. What an idiot.
Oh no!
No, better buy a whole new
Whoops.
machine.
That was an
Whoops.
expensive mistake.
Yeah. I'm now going to, so I've sewn around the three corners, around the three sides eventually, and now I'm going to turn it through the right side. So that is my turning through gap, and I'm going to give it a press and make sure that those seams are along that top line all the way through, which is really nice. But also I'm going to make sure that I press my turning through gap seam under as well.
Good plan.
That was quite a lot of words, so
That's a lot
I'll
of
show
words.
you. It's quite wordy.
Quite wordy.
Quite wordy. There we go. But it is a nice big turning through gap for good reason, Gemma.
Yeah.
But give it a good press because we will end up top stitching around here as well. So you do want to give it all a good press. It's a pressing matter.
Certainly is.
So yeah, Gemma, as I was saying earlier, just remember me to give Gary another ring after the show. Get that booked in, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always happy to come and see us.
Hmm?
He's always happy to come and see us.
He is.
You know, there's always something. Cake or something.
Oh,
from
we
the
took
cat.
him for one of Jane's big baps, didn't we, the other day? Jane in the Calf on a Wednesday does a fabulous big
She
bap.
does. We said, Gary, we know exactly what you need today.
Do you know what? She wasn't there this Wednesday.
No.
So her daughter Sam did the big bap. And I don't like to tell tales out of school, but she didn't give me any crackling. Normally Jane gives me a bit of crackling with my pork bap. Just saying.
Not the same, is
Not
it?
the same, no.
No.
Which, given that ends up being for me like my roast dinner. for the
Diving
week.
your face into one of Jane's big baps is like one of
It's a
the
beautiful
rare
thing.
joys of the week, isn't it?
Yeah. We tell her this and she just giggles because she's quite well endowed.
It's very well endowed.
she's got a really naughty little giggle when we say anything about her big baps.
Yeah.
And yeah, we like to entertain ourselves. Right, let's. Oh dear me, dear me, dear me.
Dear
These
me.
two be. I'm gonna, yeah. So this is my turning through gap. I'm turning the seam under and pressing. There we go. And then I'm going to put that to one side. Okay.
Excellent.
And what I'm going to come across to is this. So I have two rectangles. I'm going to put them right sides together. If you're working with a directional fabric, we are going to sew along the top edge there and round. So on three sides, leaving this bottom edge because this is about to become this. Okay. So you want to sew around the top and leave this bottom open. I tell you what, I have spoilt you with this pattern and the lack of turning through problems. I really have, Jem.
Well, we do try where possible.
Well, only because I'm a lazy sewer.
I didn't know where you were going with that then. I'm a lazy
So-and-so.
Oh, I'm a lazy so-and-so. Yeah, old lazy sewer. Okay.
Right. Trim down your edges and then turn through the right way. Give it a little press. And then we're going to get walnut shells everywhere. Yay! Oh, hello. Where's that all gone? Jimmy, you might have to drive for me. It's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, bear with. Where would you like your camera, Tash? Overhead?
Well, anywhere. Oh, hang on. No, I might be able to come back to it. Just I disappeared.
I popped you on overhead.
I disappeared off the screen.
You wanted overhead?
Yeah.
Good.
Gosh.
Geraldine says you're definitely not lazy. You never stop.
Well.
Oh, Sylv says hello. Shh. Working from home.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Sylv.
Oh, JCM's with us as well. He says, how are you all?
Good morning, my lovely. Are you all right?
John's had some problems with his long arm.
Oh, yes. It's not all the fun, is it?
No. We
had a good old chat with John on Wednesday night when I was driving home. We had a good old catch up and a chinwag. Clearly this naughty machine has been being naughty since then. Right. I'm going to pop a whole load of bits and bobs in here. How weighty you want it is up to you. I've recommended a minimum of 150 grams.
Oh, but it smells fabulous over there now.
Oh, it really does. But there's leeway here for you to pop in more. Okay, I'm just going to fold that over and pin it so I don't get them everywhere. Because, you know, that's the thing I like to do.
Yeah.
No one's ever accused me of being tidy.
No.
Never. No. How would you describe Natasha? Never. It's never been tidy. No. Never. But what we are then going to do is sort of jiggery poke my your ruler up against the edge of that to where it's, you know, sort of full but not bursting, and then get yourself an erasable fabric pen, make a mark. Now at this point you have got a choice to either stick that under your machine and sew it, and you might sew it through a bit of walnut shell, or just very quickly baste along there. Doesn't have to be much. There it is.
Oh, look, see, you've got your little needle holder there.
No, but
I've got one of these. I love it. I'll hold it like a cigar.
I know, but I've got many big ones in this one.
Oh, nice.
Where's my silver one with the little ones? Ah, I've annoyed myself.
The needle holders are fabulous though, aren't they? Have them in your handbag with your needles in.
There we go. I'm going to pop those ones in there now. Because we had some of the hemline ones came in a glass vial, but I just don't want, just feel a bit... So, yeah, there we go. A little one is what I need for now. Ba, 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 ba. If I could thread it, that would be great.
Good, wouldn't it?
Where is my needle threader? What have I done with that?
Oh, you're in Spira?
Yeah, that was a good thing.
As well. You gave me one of those years ago.
Oh, they're brilliant.
And they are brilliant.
Now, you see, I would hold this up like this, okay, and literally just do...
It's not in Spira, it's in Filo, isn't it?
In Filo, yeah. A little running stitch with it sort of held upwards. Now, this isn't going to stop. The smaller your stitches, obviously, the better, but this isn't going to stop all of the little bits coming out, but it does just hold them back a little bit. Holds back the flood a little bit. Enough for you to then pop that under your machine. I haven't put a knot at the end or anything like that. I'm just sewing on that line just to try and get it a little bit straight. Now, there we go, and I'm just leaving great long ties either side, you can see. And then I'm going to put that under my machine and just sew on that line. The minute it goes down, of course, that's going to move, but I don't want it all spilling through into here. That's why I've basted it. At this point, if you want to put your zip foot on, then please do. Like, that's quite a good thing to do at this point. Because you can get up nice and close then. But my stitch is pretty much straight just because of having done that, and then I can just pull that through and it's gone, and then that can go. And that's got enough oomph to be a thing, but you haven't damaged anything in the making of it or had to hand stitch neatly. We can all manage a very, very quick running stitch, and if you can't and you don't want to, then don't. But to get the best effect, to get the straightest stitch, that is how I would do it. You can now take these pins out. If you need to give that a little press, then do. And then, you know that side that we didn't sew, Gemma?
Yeah.
Put all those back. Well, there's a reason for that. Not just a turning through. You do love this in this case, don't you? You do use it like a cigar.
I do sit there when I'm thinking.
Makes us all
I've got one on my desk as well. I sit there when I'm thinking with it between my fingers like a cigar.
You've never smoked cigars,
no,
have you?
Never in my life. And yeah, someone's coming. I can't remember who it was now. Came into the front office and said, "Gemma, are you smoking a cigar?" No.
No, we are a non-smoking site.
Non-smoking site. I don't smoke anyway. Just thought I was holding a cigar.
Right.
There's 2 colourways of your kits have now sold.
Oh, well done.
So
Well, you're getting the walnut shells for free. They are not a cheap situation.
this one has gone.
Oh, I
But
can't
the
do any more
fabric-
of that
no,
with the muted peach.
The fabric on its own is still available, but the kit has gone.
Okay.
And this one
Show you that.
has also gone.
Hang on, which one was that one? Oh, with the fairy.
Yes, with the
Again,
Celtic fairies.
You can still get this fabric, but the Celtic fairies, that has gone.
Yes.
Right, so I have just inserted my end into that gap. Now, do you remember we've pressed under our seam, so we are all good to go. Pop your pins in, and then you're just going to top stitch around, and it's done.
Beautiful.
How quick and easy is
Did
that?
not
Gemma?
take long, did it?
It didn't. What time is it?
10:58, and we've been gabbing
Okay.
loads.
So.
Fiona's saying, do the crushed walnut shells pierce the fabric?
They never have, for me. Never been anything I have experienced as a problem, ever.
If anyone is concerned, they could make a little inner bag, couldn't they, out of some plain fabric and then put
Yeah,
it
you could always
inside?
do it out of a muslin or something like that, if you wanted.
John is saying, with the threading of the needle, lick the needle. That helps a lot more than licking the thread.
Oh.
Let's give that one a whirl.
Lick the needle.
I know. This is one of those my whole life's been a lie moments, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. Or I was this many days old or
When I
years
found
old
out,
when I
yeah.
found out.
Exactly.
Ta-da! There it is. So you've got enough
Amazing.
oomph there to put your pins in. It's going to hold it in there. Obviously you can trim all your threads and whatnot. And because of the shape of how we've done this, you've still got your nice square bottom in the bottom. But it's always going to be open there for you without having to faff about with putting bits of plastic in which I really didn't want to have to do. Hooray. There you go.
Excellent.
Simple, yet easy and effective.
And this will make, these kits will make that and your other little makeup there.
I have a little one here, which you can't see because, hang on. It has not changed. Come on, come on. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so this little one up here, Gemma, I'm going to have to do this as a separate show, I think, because we're running out. But, you know, this is a whole other make, really. But yeah, I'll make it very soon for you. How about that?
And the instructions are available on the website.
Yeah.
Which will demo it soon for you.
Yeah, and you can either do that as a wrist one or a one that goes around your machine. But yeah, if you've got those kits, then great. Maybe I will do it tomorrow if I get time. Yeah. There you go. Amazing. So that is, you see these walnut shells, they're not piercing through the fabric. No. They're all good.
We've never had that, have we? And we have had other walnut shell makes as well, so I've got those instructions tagged today too.
Yeah, so we've made with walnut shells before, like a really tiddly tiny one. I love a pincushion, me.
Yeah, me too.
Always have. A really tiddly tiny one that travels with me places. And that was made with hexiforms.
It was.
Never had a problem. And then, at home I've got the one in the little wood, the little wooden base.
Rustic wooden pincushion.
Yeah, I've got those as well. Yeah, again, never had a problem. Always been super fine. There it is. I'm going to pop that back up there. It's quite handy having it there, actually. There we go. So that is today's make. Thank you ever so much for joining us. Tomorrow we're going to look at bag frames because we've had so many in recently, and I want to show you because we sell them by themselves. And someone said to me the other day, why don't you just sell more by themselves, like the bobble tops? Why don't you just sell them by themselves? It's like, because actually our experience has been that unless you put patterns or make patterns or do that, if it doesn't come with a template at least, people are scared. So I'm going to show you how to make your own template.
Yes.
And we'll see what happens with this, shall we?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
There's a lot of love for today's mate, Natasha.
Good.
Cresswell says brilliant and more simple than the one I made. Fiona says great make. I'll make one when I finally get home to my sewing machine.
I think there are a few more complex versions out there, and it just, for me, just doesn't need to be.
No,
just doesn't need to be.
And the licking the needle trick, was a Jenny Raymond trick. John says.
Oh, yeah, she's.
Well, she is.
About to say she's licked a few things.
She is.
I don't mean it like that. No, although.
But she is the oracle, is she not?
She's brilliant.
She is amazing. She knows all things, so I totally...
She does. I totally believe that. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching today. I've had fun. I hope you have too. And yes, join us tomorrow. We will look at frames. There will be more little frame kits because they're a nice little simple easy make, aren't they? You know, let's face it. And you feel like you've achieved something, which is always great.
Nice professional finish with a frame, isn't it?
Yeah. And I might even do a variation on a bubble top.
Nice.
And if I do that, we won't do this, but we'll do this very, very soon.
We will.
I promise.
We will.
Yes. Alrighty. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.